All right, so of course we have the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega reveals tomorrow on the 23rd of July. It's very, very exciting, and there is still quite a bit to talk about in regards to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega. Just having their trailer play at the beginning of like this, just oh my god, yeah, he's him. It just like I'm waking up in the morning, see this guy, everything's good, life's good, we're all eating. Okay, but besides these two goats are here. Omega needs more love, but I know y'all clicking for this guy, so Omega will get love in a thumbnail. I promise y'all, chat. He will eventually. Give it time, but again, by the time this video is up, we are going to be around 20 hours from the actual drop in game. From what we know, the banners are dropping 3 hours after the live stream. Keep in mind, the live stream is at 3 a.m. Pacific time. I know it says 2 a.m. Pacific time in the actual, like, you know, in the actual, like, tweet and stuff like that. But if you look at the actual, wonder if I could, yeah, if you look here, it'll show you the exact time zone on the global Dokkan now, so really keep that in mind. It is 3 a.m. Very, very important to note that that's when Nova Shenron's LR comes out. That's when Pan releases, like a lot of things around this. So it's going to be a very, 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 very big grindy day for me that day. But I want to talk about this idea that Future Dokkan did give. Now, we don't have the details for what Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega is going to do, but I think, you know, one of the biggest issues revolving this character is, okay, I need that up, is the fact that they have the same name, right? So Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, right? A lot of people are thinking this guy will get an Extreme Beast Awakening, which is, you know, gonna be really good. I think a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, another EZA, just adding to the GT Heroes team is kind of what I'm thinking he's going to lead. I think that would be the most ideal option. Just like for a leader scout, I would say GT Heroes, I think makes a lot of sense for the new Gogeta. So this guy being added to the team is really great, but that was kind of suck, you know, even if the new Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta slot 1, that this guy would not be able to link with the new Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And I think this is especially apparent when we bring up Omega Shenron, because we have STR Mega, also another very likely Super Extreme Z Awakening option. We have AGL Omega, who could actually still be decent on the new team if the enemy is able to be attack debuffed, right? I think there could be maybe like Omega, the new Omega could be a major attack debuff, and we've seen basically every single Omega Shenron. I don't know if this AGL SSR one does have attack lowering. He doesn't, but you know, it's just like just another Omega. It doesn't really matter. Attack lowering here. Physical one has attack lowering, and then the AGL one has attack lowering. Like, attack lowering is very present in just Omega Shenron cards in general, and especially with them kind of, I wouldn't maybe closer to like revitalizing it, but this year I feel like attack lowering, even last year in certain events, like the Gogeta Blue event, like you could use attack lowering to your advantage. But I think it's especially apparent this year in how, you know, they're kind of doing things to allow attack lowering, but not make it, you know, in a way where it's like an auto guaranteed win with how hard these bosses could hit, even though you get attack lower. So I think it just allows more flexibility in team building, more interesting team comps for the most difficult fights. Stuff like that is really cool. But the issue is, obviously, I think especially with Omega's team, we don't know what the leader skill is going to be, but he doesn't have like the greatest choices. So, I mean, depending on what his leader skill ends up being, he could have very limited options already. And then him being just Omega Shenron could, again, we could basically very easily tell by this trailer and everything like that, by the announcement, that this is just Omega Shenron. So with that being said, I mean, it really sucks for these guys, like partnership wise. This guy's sticker, by the way, is really good. But yeah, like, just kind of losing a potential partner is just very, very, very unfortunate, because there's already just so little options, man. So I mean, and obviously it would be ideal if this guy can link with the new one too. But I saw this theory again, at the end of the day by Future Dokkan that I found really interesting that I want to go ahead and cover here. So, again, we all know about Pikkon, the GOAT Pikkon. I think I gotta bring up, actually, it's Paikuhan in Global, is it not? Yeah. So, Future Dokkan said, what if Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega both have variants of Pikkon's Serious mechanic, which allows them to link with their corresponding EZAs. Now, if you don't know about Pikkon, this is actually not technically like the Serious mechanic. This is more so like the costume change mechanic in a sense. But it's called Seriousness, right? So we have seen something like this before. I don't think to the same effect of, I believe this character, and then the Goku and Vegeta from the Cooler Worldwide. I think if I'm not mistaken, they do the same thing. I wonder, maybe Goku Vegeta? Yeah, okay, that works. This character right here. They do, I believe they also have the same kind of thing where, again, pre and post quote-unquote costume change, this Paikuhan is actually able to link with this guy, even though they have the same exact name. And of course, the actual reason for that is because this is a transformation. Like, they call it a costume change, but it is pretty much just a transformation. Again, same thing with this character, morale boost, morale boost, costume change, seriousness for Pikkon. Like, that's where this comes into play, where it's like, okay, it technically works like a transformation. It's just more so not the exact same mechanic, and they don't call it a transformation mechanic because of the fact that they still keep the same exact name. But the difference is that they get some sort of boost and things like that. Pikkon, for example, gets access to another active skill after he becomes serious. So, I think, wait, does he get access to another active skill? I forget. He doesn't actually. I'm kind of stupid. But, like, his super attack animations change. He becomes, like, a different character in terms of his design altogether. Things like that. And I saw Future Dokkan say this because, again, what if they have this ability to allow them to link with their corresponding EZAs? The new Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta can link with the into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Omega Shenron would be able to link with... I closed the wrong... And Omega Shenron would be able to link with, like, the STR Omega or even AGL LR Omega Shenron, right? And this is this idea where I'm thinking this probably could be a domain as well, but again, it could be both of them, right? So Gogeta 4 would be the positive energy emission, and then Omega would be the negative energy distribution. First out of two actives for both, and then it changes the animation backdrops for the super attack animations, which I think could be really, really cool. So we actually saw, here's me complaining about the time. Gexin. Did I retweet that sound effect from Proton? I don't know if I did retweet that Proton sound effect. I'm trying to find it, dude. I'm just, you guys could tell I'm going a bit insane recently. I wonder if Rick maybe retweeted it as well. It doesn't seem to be the case, so yeah, let me, maybe Truth retweeted it. Because I'm like, okay, well, it's very scary. Truth is, okay, yeah, okay, here's the Proton. I say the Proton, that's weird way you say it. This right here, we finally found it. Okay, okay. This, I don't know if you all can hear this properly. These are new sound effects, right? New sound effects. To me, that sounds like this, the positive energy emission and then the negative energy distribution. Basically what happened in the series is Omega is like, haha, this planet's filled with negative energy. And then Gogeta's like, wah, wah, and he trolls him. And then Omega's like, fine, I'm gonna, you're, bye. I don't know. I don't know. I was gonna say, I'm gonna kill you, but I don't know how early we are in the video for that. Either way, then Gogeta's like, and then he kicks like the negative energy ball away and is like, actually, I put my positive energy into it to negate it and spread the positive energy around the world again. So, and that's kind of what happened, right? And Again, it changes the animation backdrops for the super attacks. So the thing about Gogeta though, this is Omega doing the negative energy ball, so it wouldn't be the red background per se, because the reason why Gogeta has this red energy around him is because that's Omega charging up the minus energy power ball, right? And I assume Gogeta would have like, I don't know, they would make some different animation backdrop or something like that. Omega, obviously, his animations backdrop would be with the negative planet, like with basically what the domain would be. And it would make sense for his animations to change because of that, if it's like an active skill. So I think this especially would be good for Omega. Again, I feel like with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, it's not like the biggest steal in the world, because again, the grade A kind of power GT Heroes team, how it would work out is you would have the new Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in slot 1, both of them. I assume they will be slot 1 characters. Then you have this guy slot 2 in one rotation, this guy slot 2 in the other rotation, then in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and then these two will float, maybe Pan. I think I would probably run Pan over these two. Pan is insanely busted, dumb, beyond belief, broken. Like, I don't know what they're thinking with Pan, dog. Pan looks insanely good. Either way, yeah. And then, but the thing with Omega is, like I said, we don't really know what his team is going to be, but you know, it's going to be a little annoying. But then you could run like just the double Omega rotations. Imagine this new Omega, like Grey Lord's attack and his super attack effects, and has like a 40% debuff. Then you have STR Mega with his 40% debuff, and then you have AGO Omega in the other rotation, also lowering attack with his debuff. Like, that could be crazy. And if they're able to link, that could be really good. I mean, look at this link set. 15%, 25%, 10%, 20%, 20%, 15. Like, that's a lot of attack, actually. And, you know, quite a bit of defense right there. For what, 40% defense? 45? Yeah. Noxy, 55% defense and links is a lot, dude. But again, this guy's also lowering attack on his Ultra Super. And I believe, yeah, he does lower attack and defense 30% for one turn right here. And if the target makes attack or defense down, like, this guy could actually be good. He has an action table. This would be really good for like, the Goku Black and Zamasu fight. But the issue is that, you know, he wouldn't be able to link with the new Omega. So it's like, if it's like Omega, then like I'm sorry, Nova's nice. But no, Nova's not him. He's not that guy. He's good. But he's not like on rotation good, you know? You're kind of gonna be floating this guy if you like. Ideally, you float this guy. I mean, if you have to put him slot 1, he probably could be like maybe okay, but he gets all this when attacking. Like, you would only be able to slot 1 him in the new fights if he had his active skill up. Because then that would disable one action, that would activate this. And then, you know, he would also have, what's it called? This up. So, I mean, he also has the Ki Blast notifications for these new fights, which is really good. So, like, again, this guy's, like, a good option. But the thing is that his link set, he doesn't link that well with Omega. Dude, they share 3 links? And, like, look at this. This is why someone... Look, I understand. People were saying, oh, you know, he doesn't necessarily need big bad bosses. But, like people were saying the Shadow Dragon shouldn't get big bad bosses because, obviously, they're not, like... actual the big bad boss. And it's like, okay, yeah, sure, but like, why not? Like, realistically, for the teams, who cares at this point, dude? Like, no one cares. No one would care if like Nova Shenron and I Shenron at the bare minimum should get it. Like, the Super 17s don't have it, which is also really crazy that Super 17 doesn't have big bad bosses. Like, again, we went a while where Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta didn't have Saiyan Roar. When we went Zamasu, this is the first Zamasu with big bad bosses. Why not like Nova, you know? Like, they can always make changes. I feel like all the Shadow Dragons are theoretically, like, even though Omega's like the big guy, obviously, right? And she is the big bad boss. I feel like they should just all have it because they were all like, they were all a threat at the end of the day. Some more than others, right? But like, again, Ani Laza has it. We see like this, I guess I can't really speak on what's it called, the, like, you know, Dragon Ball Heroes and how much they are, but like Good 21 has it again. Like, you guys see what I'm talking about, where Like a lot of some of these characters have it. Like Broly Trio has it. Like Broly, Chila, and Lembo have it. Like there's these characters that have the link that shouldn't even have it anyways. So I just personally think that it's kind of like stupid that Nova doesn't have it, for example, right? Especially like the Nova when he's fighting Goku. But yeah. Let's see. There's some more information. Their second actives will be available as soon as you use the first one. You imagine Gogeta Super Saiyan 4's Dragon Fist will be one. You know what they do for Omegas, but probably be an attack of some sort. The idea seems so likely for Omega. Yeah, I think Omega especially would really benefit from this. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta would be like, you know, it's nice, but it's not necessary. Omega needs this. I think this is something that Omega really wants. The only issue is that since it's a domain, it would be time limited potentially, unless it's like I don't know. It would have to be, I guess, technically he could stay in the quote unquote transformed state while still what's it called, having the, how do I explain it? Like he could stay transformed in quote unquote, but then the domain goes away. That's very likely option. The other issue that comes with this idea is that both of the Omegas would not be able to kind of get the costume change at the same time, which might not really be an issue per se. But if it's a thing like Pikkon, where maybe you are gonna like it again, Pikkon does different things before he transforms, quote unquote, and after he becomes serious. But the thing is that, like, okay, it's still a bit of an upgrade, all things considered. He just loses the support. I don't know. I feel like there could potentially be an issue again if it's tied. If it's like Omega, he will become serious and then open a domain up. The other Omega would not be able to do it. And then that would suck for like the second rotation. It would have like that's the only thing about it. That's unfortunate. Which is why, I mean, honestly, what they should really do is like, instead of doing this, what should actually happen is they should just get rid of the same name linking dilemma. Like, just entirely. Like, who cares that same name characters could link together? I almost feel like that's just a thing that is a relic of the past of Dokkan. Like, at this point, like, what same name characters linking together is gonna break the game? Because, like, again, back in the day, like when Dokkan originally came out, that's how these designed the game across, right? I mean, that's why like this tag mechanic is so huge, because characters could actually like potentially link together, like the Super Saiyan. Like if we got a tag Super Saiyan 4s, the year 7 Super Saiyan 4s can link together, right? But all this does is hinder team building, and it's not like we're getting so many of the same name characters as we did before, because again, there's so many mechanics, transformations, a bunch of different things, restrictions, to the point where it's not even like okay, if Prime Battle Tien linked with LR 22nd World Tournament Tien, is that breaking the game? No, it's not at all. It's perfectly fine. If Asia Rose linked with the Int buffed Goku Black, that's not breaking the game. Let's take a look. AGL Pikkon and like the new LR Pikkon, they technically are able to link together eventually, but like, again, that's not like hurting anything. LR Mercenary Tao potentially could have been like an option on the Tao team, maybe, if he was able to link with the new Tao, right? Like all it does is help, and it doesn't even like take anything away. This Kid Goku with this Kid Goku, I think this would be like probably the most powerful example right now. These two together as a rotation would be crazy good, but like, it's not like this guy doesn't already demolish most of the game anyways. So issue? Where's the issue? There's none. There's no actual issue that you could genuinely bring up about this. I heard the Broly's during Broly Worldwide. Like it's like they release these characters, but is especially with like locking and stuff being prevalent nowadays, it's like I really do think that it should just be gone. It should just be gone. Same name linking should just be an actual thing. The not linking with the same exact name is stupid, and they constantly like are finding ways around it, and then sometimes they just can't, and they're just like, well, guess y'all are fucked. And that's kind of what happens. And it's like very unfortunate because I almost would argue it limits them in what they could do to build a proper coherent team. Things would be way easier for them to build an actual team and make it a relevant team if they were not have to worrying about like the same name characters linking together, right? But I don't know. I don't know. That's me being kind of upset about it. Let's take a look at some of the replies. You're looking at Gogeta clearing out Omega as a negative energy chance as a chance for superclass domain. Yeah, again, that's true too. Omega with turn 1 support active alongside his intro domain gear for its. They could even do this for Nova, which would be sick. Yeah, I mean, I guess Omega's domain could be his intro, but then like it wouldn't make sense for like the backdrop to only change after you use the active if like it's not coming with the domain. Does that make sense? Omega with turn 1 support active alongside his intro domain, that'd be really good. Like if it's just a turn 1 active support. So I would like the transformation to be a longer, right? If Broly couldn't link with both NTUR and Super Easy STR, you don't care. Yeah, it's still a stupid. I'm so upset. Come on. Oh yeah, here's one thing I thought about this as well. Positive energy fills the battlefield with positive energy, allows superclass allies to be immune to all negative effects. Imagine how good this would be, because I'm looking at Pan's kit and I'm like, I don't know why when I was reading Pan's kit, I was really thinking about that, because she has the Scouter, she gets specifically damage reduction against normals. It feels like it's like she's designed in a way where obviously it's like you kind of are able to place her, but obviously they know locking exists. Some again, characters will always have weaknesses, but really thinking about it, like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's positive energy, being able to make characters immune to negative effects, like with an active skill or something, would be huge. It's not like we haven't seen a character that does that before. Again, Super Gogeta does it for himself, but Tabia Minosha's active does the exact same thing. Removes all allies' negative effects on the active skill for that specific turn. Like, and this guy will get an easy A. I mean, Dokkan Fest Tapion will probably come eventually. Like, I don't, like, what, like, character would get a Dokkan Fest for these guys that they would, like, work well with? Like, based on their categories? It would have to be, I mean, unless there's, like, some siblings bond, like, kind of celebration or something. I would assume it'd be, like, a Tapion Dokkan Fest, which, Tapion's cool. He wouldn't get, like, a lot of excitement around him, but eventually I think it'll be something that will happen. And then this guy would easy A. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah. Anyways, besides that, negative energy, the overwhelming pressure of the negative energy allows extreme class allies to apply debuffs even to enemies who are immune to them. Exactly. This is exactly what I want to see. Like from, if this would be a thing, these are the effects I would like to see really, really badly. I think it'd be super awesome. And it wouldn't be as big of an issue for superclass in terms of the domain, because superclass characters don't really have as many domains, but I think it would suck for extreme class. Either way though, like, okay, if we look at extreme class domains, like, I guess Buhan would be affected a bit. You wouldn't be able to use Buhan's active. But like, I mean, I feel like Buhan might not be used that much anyways. I mean, I'm trying to think of other, like, Slug wouldn't fit the team because Slug's demonic power. So it doesn't even really matter for Slug. Int Broly, not uncontrollable power. So yeah, I mean, also a lot of those characters are not really like even the best right now anyway. So yeah, regardless, this is a really good idea. So hopefully this is something that we do see. Again, tons of different videos and ideas that I'm going to be talking about. I still want to talk about the link set for these two as well. Maybe because I did ask, what's it called? You guys like final guesses. I might roll that into one video. That might be what I do, because I want to talk about typing and link set for Gogeta, because like Shenron and stuff like that. But I think I'm just gonna make it one video because I have another idea I want to do, so we'll be doing that. But thanks all for watching, and again, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.